Do you know what I wish people actually understood about domestic violence? They aren't mean in the beginning. That's the thing that nobody tells you, right? So many abusive men are kind, they're charismatic, they're magnetic, they're friends with everyone, they're generous, and they're violent. The covert nice guy is actually the most dangerous kind of bad man. He tells you a story, and she isn't stupid for believing a man who treats her like gold, who's telling her about his life, who's making her feel special, while the whole time he's choosing to lie. And this isn't my story, it's so many of our stories. It is not uncommon at all. And when we act like the victim is dumb, we take the focus off the perpetrator, and we need to not do that because it puts more victims at risk. What we need to do is talk about how this happens, how common it is, how covert and insidious it is. That he's the nice man who works in your office. He's the mechanic. He's the youth minister. He's the investment banker. He's the doctor, the electrician. And people act like they don't know anybody like this. Yeah, you do. You absolutely do. Because people worked in the same place as my ex and her ex and her ex. They were and are friends with him, just like your abuser has friends and family and coworkers all around him. Everybody knows someone like this. You just may not know that version of him because he hides it from you. Statistics prove that you absolutely do, in fact, know a man, at least one, just like this. He goes to your gym, he's in your group chat, you golf with him, you go to church with him, whatever, you know him. So it is absolutely crazy to me that people think this is rare. You hear people say, how come all these women claim it and I don't know any men that do this? I fear you've walked face first into the point. You do. You know men like this. Open your eyes. It is crazy to me that people blame the victim for being lied to, right? They don't blame the perpetrator for lying, for being abusive, for being violent, for making the choice to be that way. People are not human lie detectors. We make so many excuses for the perpetrator, right? Maybe it was trauma. Maybe he had a bad childhood. Maybe his mom was mean to him. But the victim, why did she stay? The victim has trauma. Hello, when did trauma become a valid reason to abuse, but all of a sudden it's not a valid reason to stay in a bad situation? Make it make sense. The perpetrator made a choice. Abuse isn't even caused by trauma, by the way. It's literally not. It is a choice rooted in the desire for power and control. It is committed by misogynists, and it is fueled by their horrible entitlement. I hear people say it's caused by trauma, and that is false. It's false. It also ignores the proof, the studies, the facts that trauma does not cause abuse. Hurt people don't hurt people. That's nonsense. 62% of people with childhood trauma do not hurt people. And we allow the perpetrator to claim that he was traumatized while we discount the trauma that he willfully caused to the victim. Abusers literally use cycles of kindness and cruelty, and that is how they get you. They appear kind. Women are not choosing bad men. Bad men are pretending to be good. And men should be furious at that. Why aren't men furious at that? Women are furious. Women are angry, righteously angry. But here's the bigger picture. People think that abuse basically looks obvious, right? That it's this guy who like screams at you in public and everybody already hates this guy. But the truth is the most dangerous ones are the ones that everybody loves, right? The ones that build a reputation on being dependable and generous and funny and involved. The ones that people describe as such a great guy. That's why you hear things on the news like, well, we had no idea Kevin was such a nice guy. That's how they get away with it. Now, the mask is everything, right? He builds a whole identity. This guy's going to tell you about his childhood. He tells you that he just wants something real. He mirrors your values. He matches your dreams. He literally looks and acts like the dream guy. Not too good to be true. He looks perfect in every way. Believing him does not make these women naive. It actually proves how calculated he is. And society feeds this lie, right? By calling victims stupid instead of calling perpetrators liars. Instead of asking, why do men build fake versions of themselves just to trap women? Instead of asking, why is cruelty hidden inside this kindness so common? And it is everywhere. It's not just out there, out in other people's lives. You know someone like this, whether you want to admit it or not. He's in your family group chat. He's in your fantasy football league. He's your buddy at the gym, and he's the guy making jokes at your barbecue. If you think you don't know an abuser, wake up, because you are not paying attention. You do. He just hasn't shown you his other face. 1 in 3 women experience intimate partner violence. 1 in 3. That's not rare. That means if you look around your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, you know him. Denying that doesn't make it untrue. It just makes you complicit in ignoring it. And let me just say this so clearly. Abuse is not caused by trauma. It's not caused by alcohol. It's not caused by stress. It's not caused by anger management issues. He's not losing control. Abuse is caused by choices, misogyny, by entitlement, and by this need for power and control. And yet, when men are abusive, people are going to line up to excuse them, right? Maybe he was traumatized. Maybe he had a rough childhood. Maybe he just lost control. Maybe she provoked him. But when it's the victim, she gets no grace, right? She gets blame. Why didn't she leave? Why did she stay? Why did she pick him? We completely erase her survival when we center his excuses. And the truth is, abusers are masters of this cycle of kindness and cruelty, and that is what keeps women stuck. He screams at her, but he brings her flowers. You see the flowers. He breaks her down, but he builds her back up just enough to keep her. And that's the part that people see. He makes her cry, but then he makes her laugh. And from the outside, you see flowers, you see smiles, you see selfies. You don't see the fear, the control, the bruises, metaphorical or literal, and the isolation. So could we all please stop pretending? Women are not stupid for believing in a good man. Bad men are deliberate in pretending to be one. And this is what I mean about men should be furious about that. Furious that there are predators walking around wearing that same good guy mask that they wear, but they're using it to destroy women, and they're making a mockery of men, relationships, and trust. Women are doing the work. Women are angry, and rightfully so. Women are calling it out. Here I am. But men, most men stay silent, and their silence protects and enables abusers. The worst men are the ones that are actually openly silencing women, enabling abuse, and obviously committing it themselves. But if you take nothing else from this video, I want you to take this. Abusers, they're not monsters, right? They're not men hiding in the shadows. They are the men you already know. They're in your circle. They're liked, loved, and trusted. And if you think that you don't know one, it's because he doesn't want you to. You're falling for it too. I think actually that's the most ironic part of all of this. You want to know why she didn't see it when you didn't even see it either. You want her to pick better, but you didn't pick a better friend either. This is everywhere. It is not rare. And until we stop blaming women for being deceived and stop accusing women of lying when this is everywhere, until we start holding men accountable for deceiving and hurting and dominating, we're just going to keep protecting violent men and shaming the women they hurt. And domestic violence will continue. For more videos like this, please hit subscribe, comment, and share.